the stage for subrecipient monitoring, we can think about compliance as a house. There are certain elements related to the oversight of that, which include your institutional culture, risk tolerance, overall governance related to compliance and policies and procedures. Think about the specific controls, policies, procedures, and oversight related to subrecipient monitoring. And certainly another key element of this is training and education for grants administrators, for central pre and post, for departmental, for PIs and research teams. Even procurement plays a role in that, I think, in terms of ensuring that they have the appropriate education. And when we think about the key activities that are really at the foundation of subrecipient monitoring compliance, it's the ongoing monitoring that manifests itself within organizational assessments, project assessments, ongoing project monitoring, the negotiation that we talked about, issuing management decision letters if in fact you've identified there's a finding that an entity has related to the funding that you've issued, monitoring of financial and programmatic reports, institutional review of the institutions, and also ensuring that the population of subawards you're reviewing on a regular basis. And Jeremy and Lisa, would you add anything to this in terms of the House of Subrecipient Monitoring Compliance?
I wouldn't, I mean, I think all the major topics are certainly covered. I just think always, a word of caution if you are adding additional terms to your subaward agreement, just making sure that it's appropriate and that you can actually do those controls. I've seen a lot of times where people add all these extra requirements in the subaward, and then the institution that issued that subaward agreement never actually follows up on their own. They don't monitor it themselves. And so that's just a word of caution to be careful when thinking about it.
And I would add, along with this house and, looking at it from this perspective, and then when we dive into the internal control framework, within the uniform guidance, there is a should in there about following COSO and the Green Book and this house, and having an internal control framework around some of the details can help demonstrate an institution following the principles of the Green Book. So that includes, monitoring, tone at the top, et cetera, for having a framework of compliance.
Thank you. And you can think about the internal controls framework, and the stronger the framework you have at your institution, the sturdier the house.